Okay, so problem number 4 is just solve for y. Okay, we're just going to solve for y. And again, if you don't have enough space right here, you need to use your extra paper to solve it. So we're going to solve for y. Okay, and normally they'll have answer choices, A, B, C, D, and you just have to match. So you'll solve this for y and then see which one looks like it. So we're going to start. Don't forget, this is an inequality symbol. So if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip it. Okay, so solve for y. I need to move the x over, change the sign. That's the first thing you do. Move the x over, change the sign. Then you're going to divide everything by the number in front of the y, which in this case is a negative. Okay, we are dividing by a negative, and the rule says that if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip this sign. So this sign is going to get flipped. Okay? Y is less than. Okay, put this in the calculator, put this in the calculator, math, enter, and see what it gives you. 49 divided by negative 7, enter. Math, enter. And then negative 4 divided by negative 7, enter. Math, enter. $49 divided by negative 7 gives you a decimal number. Oh no, it gives you a positive number. I mean, it gives you a negative, but it's not a decimal. So negative 7 is good. And then we have negative 4 divided by negative 7, enter, gives you a decimal. Math, enter, gives you a fraction, which is a positive. So now we have negative 7 right here and positive 4 over 7x. Okay? Now, it's asking, is 2, negative 6 a solution to the above inequality? So what are you going to do? You're going to plug in 2 for x and negative 6 for y. So right here where you see the y, that's a negative 6. Okay? Now we have negative 7 plus 4 over 7 needs to be in parentheses. And that 2 also needs to be in parentheses. Okay, so I plugged in this used to be my x is 2, and this used to be my y, negative 6. So I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm just going to put this whole thing in the calculator and see what it gives me. Just put the whole thing like that in the calculator. Because this side needs to be greater than this side. So we're going to check to see if it is or if it isn't. So in the calculator, you're going to put negative 7 plus parentheses, your fraction, 4 over 7, close parentheses, your x, which is 2, and close the parentheses, enter. Negative 5.85714. And we're just going to round. So negative 5.86 is fine. Negative 0.586. Okay? So is this true? Is negative 6 less than negative 5.86? Yes or no? And it is, because remember the bigger the number on the negative side, the smaller the number it is. So that means this is a solution to the above inequality, and you just put yes. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing for number 5. Now they gave you answer choices. So it says which inequality is equivalent to this. So first you have to solve for y. And how do you know that you're solving for y? Because all of the answers are in y. So y, it's kind of like y equals. So we're solving for y. I'm going to write down my equation, my inequality. And we have to follow the steps for solving equations, which first, there's no distributing, but you do need to move the smallest variable. So I'm going to move the smallest variable to be with the other variable over here, the y. So minus 2y, minus 2y, so that we can combine them on the same side. So now I have 3y plus 12, bring down the symbol, and negative 6x. Now remember, I'm solving for y, so I need everything away from the y. So that means this one needs to move over to the other side. Change the sign. Okay, positive turns to a minus. And then divide everything by the number in front of the y. Now you're dividing by a positive, so this sign does not have to flip. You can leave it like that. Okay? Stays the same. And then put these in the calculator, see what they give you. They're going to give you some pretty good numbers. Negative 6 divided by 3, enter, gives you negative 2. Don't forget the x. And negative 12 divided by 3, enter, gives you a negative 4. So this is my inequality. Okay? Now you're going to flip the whole thing because the y needs to be on the other side. So if I flip the whole thing, that means the sign also flips. Everything flips. So y is greater than negative 2x minus 4, which is the same thing as D. Okay? And then you're going to use this one to plug in your solution, your x and your y, and then see if it is a solution here. So remember, in here you're going to put negative 2 instead, and you can put it in parentheses. So you're going to plug it in here and plug it in here. So this is negative 2, and this is going to be your 4. And see if this is true, yes or no, and that's going to be your answer right there.